Guys, today is December 31st, 2023, the very last day of the year, and I gave the date so that you, when you're watching this video, if it's later, you understand that this information is accurate as of today. This is a situation where the facts and circumstances can change very quickly, but I wanted to get this video out to you guys because we are starting to get some questions from y'all. The purpose of this video is discussing the mandatory beneficial ownership information reporting, or what we'll be referring to as BOI. So these are the things we're going to discuss today, and I'm going to try to get through it quickly so this video is short as possible. There is a lot of information. I'm not going to go too far into the details because I will be following up with you guys with other videos and emails and newsletters and such like. But the things we're going to talk about: what is BOI reporting? Why did it start? What was the purpose behind it? I think that helps to kind of understand that. How does it affect me? How does it affect you? How does it affect our average business owner? When is it due? Who's going to do it? Where does it get filed? And what happens if I don't file? So those are the questions that we're going to cover. Okay, so what is mandatory BOI reporting? So you've probably seen some stuff on the news. This is if you have a business that is an LLC, a corporation, or any type of business that is registered with the Secretary of State, not a sole proprietor if it's not registered with the state. But if it's a business that's registered with the state, you have some mandatory reporting that is going to start. When does it start? It starts tomorrow. It's not due tomorrow. It's not due for a year, okay? But there is some mandatory reporting that's going to have to happen. It is different than your income tax return. It is different than a franchise tax return that you may file with the state of Arkansas or the state of Texas, okay? It has nothing to do with income, all right? But it is another red tape that the IRA, the feds are putting on us. Who regulates this? FinCEN does. FinCEN stands for Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, okay? So why was it created? In theory, I understand the reason why it was created, but it is creating a huge burden on us small business owners. It was created because the federal government is trying to figure out which companies, which entities inside the United States are backed and owned and controlled by terrorists. So they're trying to prevent terrorist-owned companies in the United States. However, if they're a terrorist, they're not going to follow the rules, right? They're going to find a way around them. They'll avoid them. They'll break them. So I personally don't feel like this is going to accomplish much besides a lot of red tape for us small business owners and penalties if we don't do it, okay? We'll get to that part. So what is it? Mandatory beneficial ownership information reporting, all right? Why did it start? We talked about that. How does it affect me? So there is an annual report that has to be filed, or there's a report that has to be filed initially, and then it has to be updated. Things change. We really don't know all the ins and outs of it yet. We just know that you have to file it online with FinCEN. And if you're a new entity, if you're an entity formed on or after January 1 of 2024, you have 90 days to file this form, okay? If you're an entity, a company, okay, that existed prior to today, or up until today, 12/31/2023, then you have a year to file it. So your deadline is going to be December 31st, 2024, okay? It's not due for a year. Why am I doing this video? Because a lot of you guys are starting to hear about this. Maybe you're watching a TikTok video. There's this new red tape, there's new filing, and there's a lot of penalties, and you can serve jail time if you don't do it. That is all true. But if you're a company that exists as of today, your deadline is not for a year. So the main reason why I'm doing this video is to let you know, we know about this, we've been watching it for months. The form is not even out online yet. I'm sitting here looking at the FinCEN website, Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. I'm looking at the BOI website, and it says, no, we're not going to accept any forms, any reports before January 1 of 2024. You can't even see exactly what information is required yet. So obviously we're not going to be reporting this, and we're not going to be reporting it for a while. Another reason why I've been delaying on doing this video is because we were really hoping that Congress would delay or put a pause on this reporting requirement, because there are substantial penalties if it doesn't get done, but we don't even really know what is all required by it. All the rules are not clear yet on it. So I want you to know that we're watching it. We're going to let you know when it is due and that sort of thing, but it's not due right now, okay? Who will do it? So we will do it or you will do it. We will make that decision as that deadline gets closer. Typically, if you form a new entity, I believe the attorney that forms that entity for you will be the one that's responsible for doing that initial reporting. That's what's most important for you to understand right now. If you form a corporation or an LLC after 1/1 of 2024, you need to make for sure your attorney or you file this initial form with FinCEN. That's Beneficial Ownership Information Form, okay? It has to be filed within 90 days of forming that entity. That's what's most important for you to understand right now, I believe. Where does it get filed? It gets filed on the FinCEN website. That's what we know right now. Unless the rules change, that's where it gets filed. What happens if you don't file? So this is what has everyone so scared. The penalty is $500 a day, or up to a $10,000 maximum penalty, and up to 2 years in jail time if you don't file this form. So obviously they're serious about getting the information. It's not due right now, and we will be very serious about getting these forms filed when we have the information, when there's clarity on what all is required. I predict, and many people predict, that the FinCEN website, once it comes up, there will be so much traffic to it that it's going to crash. It's expected that 32.6 million entities have to file this form, and there's been a lot of panic about it. Obviously, to avoid these type of penalties and jail time, everyone's trying to take it very serious, even though we really don't know what all is required to be filed. So I figure the website's not going to withhold all the traffic. So it probably will be crashing, and they'll have bugs to work out and that sort of thing. My advice is don't panic. Know that we will be walking you through these forms. We will probably be filing them for you if you're a monthly client of ours, and we will just work through this process together. My guess is probably about May of 2024, we will have good guidance. We will have tax season behind us, and that's when we will start doubling down and doing these reports for you guys, okay? One thing that I do want to mention is on the FinCEN website. If you go to that website, it does say that there is some fraudulent attempts to solicit information that has been going out, and I have had a couple clients reach out to me and say that you guys have received something in the mail that says it's mandatory information reporting, you're going to get a penalty if you don't do it, and there's a link to go to or a QR code, or they're wanting you to fill out some social security numbers and information stuff and send it back to them. That is a scam. Do not do that. Do not respond to anything like that without reaching out to us first, okay? And that's what the FinCEN website is saying. Hey, just to let you know, we're not reaching out to anyone just yet about this. So if you guys have any questions, let us know. Otherwise, know that we're here. We're watching all these updates. We will keep you posted on all the details, the ins and the outs, and I hope everyone has a good New Year.